Fight fans, welcome back to Curl Up. Here's the MMA. My guest getting ready. Dana White Contender Series Week 2. He's made quite a name for himself on the regional scene. 7-0, 100% finish rate. He is Mr. Taner Trembley. Tanner, what's up, my friend? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing, Carlo?
I'm doing good. Some really cool news just a few weeks ago. Finally found yourself on the Dana White Contender Series. Man, you were
Yes,
one of
sir.
the most exciting guys that we have seen in the LFA in the past several years. Every time you go out there, you're looking for the finish. Grappling's on point, the jiu-jitsu's on point, and the striking is very deadly. You've shown to us you're a very well-rounded martial artist. For you, how much pride do you take in your style?
Yeah, I mean that's just I kind of pride myself on just being a fighter's fighter. I'm not gonna go out there and point fight. I'm gonna go out there to look for the finish. That's how I think everyone should be fighting. So um, yeah,
You know, so many people are wanting to be a fighter in this day and age, and I feel like they're looking at the Taporias and the Gaethjes and the Joneses. They see the fame, the fortune, the glory, the girls. They don't realize, man, battling on the regional scene, you're not making Conor McGregor money. You're staying up
no,
late, waking up. You're waking up early, staying up late. You're missing birthdays, weddings, Thanksgiving. It's hard to have kids. It's hard to have a relationship. You might get to the next level. You've been doing this for a while,
yeah.
man. You've made a lot of good moves, had a lot of success. What's made you want to keep with it?
Well, yeah, like you're saying, man, it's a big it's a lot of sacrifices you're making. It's a big you got to bet on yourself a lot, and kind of go all in and yeah, just kind of give it your all. But what was the part of the question again? Sorry, kind of
What's made
forgot.
you want to keep up? What's made you
Man,
not
I
want to
just
give up?
just my love for it, just my love for it for sure. I don't think a lot of guys love it as much as I do, and I think kind of to what you're saying too. It's like I think a lot of guys look at that lifestyle and they want the fame and they want all this stuff, but like, and you'll see it with some of these guys. They don't really give it that. They're not making all the sacrifices. They're not staying and doing those extra, sprints or getting that extra work in where they maybe need to work on their what they're weak at. They're not really putting the time into actually fixing these holes and doing that stuff. But man, I just love it. That's really what's keeping me going. And me and my wife decided when I first started to when I first decided, hey, we're gonna fight, like back when I was an amateur, it was like, this is gonna be, we're gonna go all in on this, and it's gonna be a family thing. I can't do it on my own. It's gonna be a team. So um pretty much since the start, I was like, okay, I'm gonna give everything to this, and yeah, hope it all pays off. So
Absolutely. You know, the last time out, you took on Corey Taylor in April. Very tough customer, but what a performance from you, man. Amazing knee and punches there. That standing TKO was so beautiful in the second round. Walk me through that closing sequence, man. What were you seeing out there?
well, there was a few, like, in the first round, I I stunned him a couple of times. I tagged him a couple of times, and I could see it in his eyes. Like, I was like, oh, that was a good one. And then after that, when we were up against the cage, I came over top of that elbow that landed real good, and I came back with that hook, and then a two, and I could see it again. It was definitely, like, you could see it in his face. It definitely, like, staggered him, and so then I started kind of pouring it on, and then just, like, slowly through, like, I'd land a few times, and he'd kind of do the dance a little bit, and kind of, I could just tell that it was. And then he would kind of, like, throw some back at me, and I was just kind of like, oh man, okay, still there. And then I was just, like, pouring it on, and then I would see the ref kind of getting closer and closer, like, hey, Corey, you got to defend yourself, and then I hit him with a few more good shots, and then he'd like, kick me or throw something back at me, and it was just like, man, is this dude gonna, is he gonna go down? Is this gonna get stopped? And then I remember there was a point where I'm just like, I'm just going for it. Cause then I would rock him a couple more times, and so I was like, I'm just going for it. I'm just gonna go for the kill and just kind of empty it out.
You know, for you, do you find that fighting is more mental than is physical?
Oh yeah, big. It's obviously a little bit of both for sure, but I do think it's definitely more mental, for sure. I think it's the you got to have like the right mentality and the right mental to like do the physical as well, to get to that physical part of it as well. So yeah, I would say it's definitely more mental. I mean, it definitely, you gotta, like I was saying, you have to have that certain mentality to like be able to push yourself through these workouts, and to do the physical at the level that you need to do in order to be like where you want to be. So um and you just got to have that just no fucks given kind of mentality, just like you can't get, and this is stuff too that I'm a month out right now, and obviously like this is a bigger stage, a lot more on the line for this fight. So I am thinking, I'm trying to be more, mental, like more visualizing, walking in, when I was down there to doing all my media, like it was cool. Like we ended up talking to Lee. We were the last ones there, and we were like waiting or whatever. So me and Brock ended up kind of going, we kind of got like a little tour when I think most other guys didn't, and it was all under construction. But one thing that was really cool was she's like, okay, these are the doors. This is where you're gonna be walking out now. And I was like I made it a point to like walk through, push those doors open and feel it. You know what I mean? And so I think all that stuff's important, and I've been, I like to visualize, like walking out to it, getting my hand raised, what it's gonna feel like with Dana looking at me, with Sean looking at me, with all these people looking at me and all that on the line, but like, and just like be comfortable with it, and just enjoy the moment. So maybe got a little long winded there, but yeah, so it's a little bit of both, a little bit of mental, but I've definitely been working a lot more on my mental. I think I've always kind of, ever since I was young and in wrestling, I've always been kind of working on the mental aspect of it, and yeah, I think that's definitely the most important. If you don't have the mental, it don't matter how physically gifted you are, it ain't gonna work. So
You mentioned your head coach, Brock Larson, obviously done so much for mixed martial arts in Minnesota. Minnesota now, for a while, they're not really a state we'd really think of as an MMA powerhouse. But you look at it now, so yourself, you had Joey Hart in there, Angel Pacheco's in there, you have a full team of guys, Minnesota top team, you got Asplin and Peterson and Guzzi Hines. What is it with the state of Minnesota and the MMA?
gosh, man, I don't know what's going on, but it's definitely blowing up right now, and it's a pretty small community too. Like, there's not much of us really, but the guys that we do have, we're all a bunch of studs. So yeah, man, it's cool, man. In the academy too, there's a lot of guys that you'll see real soon too. With like Cannon Swanson, and I mean, there's John Castaneda's there too, and Noah Gasho, and just a lot of guys coming up through the academy too. But man, like you were saying, like Joey Hart's fighting tomorrow actually. LFA, he's got a big fight coming up tomorrow night, so that'll be a good one. I'm pumped for him. Well, I've said it before, but he's straight up one of my favorite fighters. He's super exciting, and got a lot of good attributes, and got a pretty distinct style. And he's always looking for the finish too. And then yeah, we got Angel in there, man. He's been a really good training partner. And another guy too that you guys are gonna see real soon is Augie, Augustine Hahn. He's one of my go-to training partners too. He's a beast. Is he 2-0 now? I think he's 1-0. He's 1-0 now, but he'll be fighting, I'm sure, here pretty soon in September. But he's an animal too. Yeah, I mean, we got some studs. We got a small gym, but we got a lot of hammers. So it's exciting.
Absolutely. So where were you at when you got this phone call that it was going to be your time on the Contender Series?
I was in my garage fixing the carburetor on my lawnmower. I was and I was like pissed off because I put it all back together and it didn't work. And then Brock called me, or actually, yeah, no, he called me. He sent the opponent first and then called me, but I didn't see the text. And he was like, "Dude, did you see my text?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Look at my text." And I was like, "Cool, for what?" And he's like, "For Contenders." I'm like, "Fucking let's go." I was pretty pumped. Definitely turned my shitty day where I couldn't figure out the damn carburetor. Pretty good day.
So we're getting ready to take on Roman Puga here, second week of the Dana White Contender Series. It's a fun matchup. Both of you guys like to pick up the finish. What do you make of him as an opponent?
Man, I think he's tough. I think he's a good opponent, and I think it'll be a good fight where I can showcase all my skills. And I think, yeah, man, I think it's going to be an exciting fight. Don't do that, but I think it's going to be a super exciting fight. Yeah, he's got super clean boxing. Really nice boxing. It's super fun to watch. He's got good jiu-jitsu. And I think and he's aggressive too, and we fight kind of similarly, different style a little bit, but we're both super aggressive, looking for the finish, like you're saying. So it'll be a good fight. It is gonna be a good fight for sure, and you'll see me get my hand raised and a UFC contract by the end of the night. That's for sure.
You know, both of you guys obviously love to go for the finishes. I don't think either of you guys believe in judges. Going into it, are you already assuming someone's getting finished here?
Yeah, I'm assuming he's getting finished. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I'm not getting finished. That's for damn sure.
You know, one thing that makes the Contender Series such a cool thing is it's such a different atmosphere and environment than any other fighting show. There's not that many people in attendance. You literally open a door, you go out there, they don't call your name, there's no walkout music.
No
You just go in there and
music.
you scrap. You like that?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. And actually, kind of to go back to what we were saying before too. Like I haven't been like when I go on my runs and stuff, I haven't been using any music. Like when I'm doing my sprint jog workouts, I'm not using music. So I'm just doing like the little things like that to kind of prepare for all these different things. So, but yeah, man, I don't care if it's in front of Dana White or if it's in front of freaking some people in a parking lot, or I don't care where it is, man. I just like to fight. So yeah, I don't think any of that's gonna get to me. If anything, it's gonna make me more like more exciting, more aggressive, more just pumped and excited to be in there fighting. So yeah, it'll be cool. I'm pumped, man. It's gonna be good.
You know, with your mentality, with the way that you fight, do you feel like a guy like you, is the Dana White Contender Series made for a fighter like you?
I think so. I think so. Just the nature of it, of just like two guys in there battling for a contract is just like it's very seldom you don't see fireworks really. There's a few boring fights here and there, and Dana definitely, I mean, he'll let you ain't getting in with that shit. So yeah, I think this fight lends, and I think guys that are like my style is really good against guys that come forward and want to fight me too. So I think it's gonna be perfect, man.
Absolutely. You know, when I see you, I see a couple comparisons from former big name UFC fighters. There's three guys that I really see comparisons to yourself, and you can tell me if you agree. I see a lot of Justin Gaethje in you, and I see a lot of Nick and Nate Diaz in you. Are those some
Oh,
guys that
let's
you look up
go.
to?
Oh man, that's a big compliment. Yeah, for sure, man. Those guys are all absolute freaking animals and legends in their own right. Yeah, man. I do like that's how I definitely want to be remembered is a Justin Gaethje. For sure. That'd be awesome, man. If at the end of my career I get even half of that, I'd be pretty satisfied, man. He's done it all, man. Different note on a different note than that, but man, he should just retire. I don't even know why he would want to fight anymore, man. He's done it all, man. He's just right off from the sunset. I mean, he loves to fight, obviously, but god dang, man, it don't get any better than that.
You know, the life of a professional fighter is roller coaster. There's high moments, there's low moments for you. How have you grown and evolved as a person from being in martial arts?
Oh man, it's having kids and being a fighter are two of the things. I don't know where I'd be without those two things. Like they've definitely matured me, given me a different perspective, and it's just everyone has their, well, maybe some people don't, I guess, but everyone kind of has their avenue that they choose in life that kind of to develop their to develop their self and their character and everything like that. And this is just happens to be the one that I chose, and or it chose me. I don't really know. I don't know which one is which, but yeah, man, it's and I've through wrestling and stuff like that, I've learned a lot as well, and just made me into the man I am today. And gosh, I don't know what I would be or who I would be without it, man. I don't know. I probably won't be good. I probably wouldn't be. Yeah, I probably won't be good.
What do you want your kids to take away from this journey?
I just hope they see, that hard work pays off, and when you really want something, you got to put everything into it and make the right sacrifices and do the right things in order to attain it. So, um, yeah, man, I just hope they're proud of me because I'm proud of them, and man, I'm doing, a lot of this I'm doing is for them, just trying to be the example, um, for them, not just talking about it, but I want to actually be the example for those guys that look up to, and yeah.
A lot of people are watching this sport now, but very few people understand the fight outside of the fight. And to me, that's that fight not to clock in at 9 o'clock in the morning, clock in at 5. That's that fight to secure financial freedom. That's that fight not to follow societal norms, to try to live a life that you're happy with and on your terms. For you, has this
Yes,
been a
sir.
big part of your journey?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I like I was saying before, I don't know if I chose it or it chose me, man. I just couldn't really do anything else. I went to school. I hated school. Like, I hated college, obviously didn't really like high school as well, but I hated college. I didn't want to do anything there that was offered to me, but I wanted to wrestle. I was there to wrestle, and that didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to. I kept getting injured, and that just sucked. So I was kind of like, wasn't in a very good place after I graduated. I got just some stupid ass degree for construction management. I never worked a day of construction in my life. It was just like just an easy thing that I could do to continue wrestling and stuff. And I tried work in the past. I worked in sales for like 4 years, and they allowed me. They were real cool. They were the people that I worked for. They allowed me to train. I couldn't train as much as I wanted to, but I was able to train like twice a week during the day. Like go to the gym like twice a week during the day, and most days anyways. But I ended up getting fired last year on Valentine's Day, and so that was like, turns out it ended up being like such a freaking blessing. There's no way I don't think I'd be here talking to you, fighting a Contender series if I didn't, because I wasn't going to quit because we needed it. My family needed it. Me and my wife needed it, and so I probably wasn't going to quit, and I probably would still be there and hating it. And man, after I got fired, and it was all of a sudden like all this shit started opening up. I was at the gym training twice a day every day with Brock. Me and Brock's relationship grew so much, and I got all these opportunities. I live in Sartell, Minnesota. I got all these opportunities to coach wrestling for those guys and doing like all these different private lessons and coaching wrestling in the summer. And it ended up being I'm making basically the same amount of money as I was making in sales, just doing what I'm doing, training and coaching wrestling. I'm doing privates and all that stuff. So man, it's just I'm just blessed, man. I try to just stay super grateful and thankful, and try to be a good positive role model for everyone that I interact with every day. So yeah.
Have you thought of that potential moment after the fight? The four winners beside you, Dana White looking at you saying, "Hey, kid, come over here."
Oh, dude, I've replayed that. So yeah, for sure. I've replayed that so much in my head. Like, even just thinking about it right now just gets me pumped, man. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna happen. Yep, God willing, it'll happen. And I tell you what, man, I've done everything in my power to make it happen. That's for damn sure. So, and I mean, we still got just under 4 weeks, so I still got plenty of time to get even better yet. So, yeah, man, I'm pumped, man. I've done everything. I'm not gonna leave any stone unturned, and whatever happens, happens, and I just believe it's part of God's plan, and I'm just gonna stay, I'm gonna stay positive. But I mean, I'm confident and I'm focused, and I'm not leaving any stone unturned, like I was saying. So, good things will happen.
What would it mean for you to be able to fight in the UFC?
It'll mean everything, man. It'll be cool, man. The whole like reason why I'm fighting anyways is, I guess there's a few reasons, but the main reason is just to see what I'm capable of and just testing myself. And I've never turned down a fight. I've always wanted to fight. I've always fought like the best guys that I could at the time. Like I've always, it's always kind of been a step up. Um, and that's what I want. I just want to test myself and see, what is my potential. And kind of like we were saying earlier, this is just the avenue in life that I've chosen to try to find my potential. Um, so, and you can't do it without, good character and having good integrity and a good work ethic and just doing all the right things. So, yeah, this all is really just to kind of test myself and just see how good I can do. And so being in the UFC would be huge because, it's gonna hopefully provide a little bit more money to the family, which is huge. And but it's also just that opportunity to test myself against the best guys. The best guys are in the UFC, and those are the guys I want to fight. So yeah, man, I'm pumped, man. And hopefully after this too, after this Contender Series win, I get that contract, man. I don't want to be waiting around for too long, man. I want to fight by before the end of the year for sure. So
There
hopefully
was
we
a
can.
guy last year on the first episode of the season named Bisinger Sisarakayev.
Oh
Ended
yeah, I
up
remember that.
fighting 4 days later.
Yeah.
Is
Oh
this
yeah,
like a turnaround that we're talking about potentially if it happens?
dude, I would love that. I would love it. Yeah, for sure, man. And that's the type of shit too that just skyrockets you, in like popularity, and it looks good for Dana and all those guys there, for the company. But yeah, man, I would love that. Like I said, I love to fight. Like that's why I'm doing it. I really enjoy doing it. So yeah, sign me up for that, man.
For you, what's the ultimate goal? What do you want to accomplish in this sport?
I want to be a world champion for sure. Yep, I want to be a world champ. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I can do it. I believe I can do it, and I visualized it. I'm doing everything I can to get it. So I think I'm in the right. I have the right people around me, and I think it's a very attainable goal for sure. So yeah, yeah, I want to be a world champion.
Do you feel that when people start watching you fight on a big scale, whether it be in the Contender Series, whether it be in the UFC, are you going to become one of those fan favorites really quickly?
I think so. I think my style lends itself to that. The way I fight, I think definitely would lend itself to that. As far as like, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm not like all about all these like theatrics, and I ain't gonna do all that type of shit. So, we'll see. Maybe I have to do some kind of a fucking Josh Hokett, Tommy McMillan, some shit like that to get. But I just never been. This is not me. It's not never been me. I don't want to. I'm not trying to. I'm here to fight. And so I know you kind of got to do all that shit. Um, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how the public and everyone takes to it. But I'm just gonna be real. So I think people can sense realness and can appreciate that. And so yeah, I think I'll take off. But like I was saying, I think my fighting style is gonna definitely that's the most important part, right? I mean, that's really what it when it all comes down to it, that's really what matters. So I think I'll be all right.
All right, Tanner, last question for me, my friend. In a perfect world, what is the outcome week 2 Dana White Contender Series when you take on Roman Puga?
Man, hopefully just a nice just beat down. Hopefully a one-sided beat down, knockout, TKO. Just a finish would be great, but I'm not really sure. I try not to think too much on how it's going to happen. I just know that I'm good in all areas, and I can make it happen anywhere. If it's on the ground, if it's on our feet, I know I can finish the fight in many different ways. So I just like to go in there and just kind of let it all play out and let it happen, and just go in there and fight and enjoy the moment. And yeah, but you'll see me with my hand raised. You'll see me with my hand raised. You'll see me talking to Laura Sanko. You'll see me shaking Dana White's hand with the contract in my hand. So, yeah, man, I'm pumped.
Absolutely. Well, Tanner, man, thank you so much for taking time out of camp. Really, really an honor to talk to you, brother. But the best, my friend.
Thanks, Carlo, man. I appreciate the interview, man. It's good talking to you.
Absolutely. That's it for us, Dan. Carl Peruzza. He is Mr. Taner Trembley. You can watch him week 2, Dana White Contender Series. Taking out Roman Puga. Fight fans, it's going to be a fun one. Hello. Take care.
See ya.